So we close out the year 2024 at Rogers Place, where the Edmonton Oilers and the Utah Hockey Club, making its first ever appearance in Edmonton, collide to finish up the year. And that man has had a heck of a year. He took the Oilers to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final in June against Florida. His lifetime record is 85, 44, and 13. He stopped 25 of 29 in an OT loss to LA in his last outing. It's Stuart Skinner, and he'll be opposed by a guy with a lot less experience, Jackson Stauber, but he's played well when called upon. This will be his fourth start this year for Utah. A couple years ago, he was 5-1 for a lousy Chicago club. Connor Brown getting elevated tonight. Gene Principe talked about the line shuffles. Brown 8 points in his last 8 games, a well-earned promotion. And Dylan Guenther right now is 4th in the league with 12 goals on the road this year. And he's tied for second with Draisaitl with 5 two-goal games. He's well-versed in this building, having won a Western Hockey League championship as a member of the Edmonton Oil Kings. Connor McDavid to lead it off, and he wins the face-off with Logan Cooley, and we're underway with the final game of 2024. McDavid flanked by Hyman and Connor Brown tonight. Defensively, Ekholm and Bouchard in front of Stuart Skinner. Your starting lines brought to you by Scotiabank, believing there's a place for all Canadians in Canada's game. Edmonton went down to Salt Lake City and beat the Utah Hockey Club 4-3 in overtime on November the 29th, but Louis, it did not come easy. Halfway through the game, Utah led 2-0. Edmonton had to dig deep. A shot deflected up on the plexi and grabbed by Bouchard. He clears it out towards center. And now Brown, shadowed by Michael Kesselring, who, of course, originally was a draft pick of the Oilers. A near wrap-up that time as Hyman went in there on Kesselring, and it's ultimately tossed down the left-hand side for an icing call against Utah. Again, a club that gave Edmonton all it wanted.
They did, and you know what? For Edmonton changing the way they did for the lineup for Chris Knobloch, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is down to the third line. For me, that's where the matchup is going to be in this game tonight. Over 1,800 games, 1,864 between Henrique and Nugent-Hopkins, third and fourth line centerman. That is a very veteran-like middle, and I think any team will want to have a strong spine. That'll be the matchup I'm looking for tonight versus Utah.
And we've always felt that Utah's third line was a strength with Krause, Machelli, and of course Nick Bjugstad, the one-time Oiler, but it's not been a line that's been very productive this year. Andre Torini talked to him this morning. He said they've been playing well, they just can't throw one in the ocean right now. Well defended by Arvidsson in the middle. This is the one line that remains intact from Edmonton's 5-3 loss to Anaheim on Sunday, and that's Draisaitl centering Arvidsson and Podkolzin. Arvidsson drags it up through center. Kerfoot, who scored one of Utah's goals last night in a 5-2 loss to Seattle, was 2-2 in the third period. And then the Utah Hockey Club let it get away. And Torini was telling us, Louis, they've got to be more patient in tie games. They're young, they've got a lot of skill, but they've got to sit on low-scoring games. That's something Edmonton had to learn to do.
Absolutely. It's one of the harder lessons to learn for a team trying to figure it out.
Sergachev, a near turnover coming out of his corner, and it kicked in on Stauber, a 25-year-old undrafted player, played college hockey at Minnesota State and Providence, and there's Andre Torini. They call him the Bear in his 4th year. Always a pleasure chatting with him, and he says, look, we've got the tools, but we've got to be patient. We have been an impatient hockey club in this most recent 4-game losing streak.
Case in point last night versus Seattle. That was a game which I felt they were in control, and it was a back-and-forth affair. They got a little opened up in the third period, and Jaden Schwartz with a breakaway goal on a stretch pass is what opened the game up and eventually won it for the Seattle Kraken. So that's what he's talking about, especially in the crunch of the game when it's a tight hockey game. And as you mentioned, Edmonton took years to figure that out because they wanted to go get the next one. Make sure you're doing it organically and the right way. Don't cheat the game.
Bjugstad wins the faceoff. Liam O'Brien is in the hockey game, and that was a late addition. Liam O'Brien is playing for the first time since October. It's his 4th game of the season, so that was a very late addition. And here's a quick dish. Krause to Bjugstad, wrist shot fought off, and Skinner reaches for the rebound, and he's got it underneath his left pad. So a very late change. Clayton Keller, the leading scorer for the Utah Hockey Club, a scratch. So that was very late.
Tough player to take out of your lineup. Nick Bukestad, I think, heard you talking about the fact they haven't scored in a long time, this line. They all had 20 goals last year on the third line for the Arizona Coyotes, but now with the Utah Hockey Club are having a difficult time putting the puck in the back of the net. Bukestad, a one-time Oiler, did a nice job coming in and helping the Oilers in the playoffs that season. Elected to sign back with Arizona. Last year, 22 goals and doesn't have any in his last 16. Had a good chance there. Good save by Stuart Skinner.
Clayton Keller, I mean, that's a surprise to us. It's his first scratch of the year. I'm guessing, Louis, a tweak in the warm-up or maybe an illness. Last minute off the draw, Kesselring a shot, and that was blocked. We did notice O'Brien was taking the warm-up, so there might have been a predisposition. Perhaps Keller got a little banged up last night in the loss to Seattle, but if you can tell
it was a chippy game.
Yeah, it was chippy. Cooley will take it into the offensive zone, but you can probably tell by Louis and I's elevated voices that when Liam O'Brien, the man they call Spicy Tuna, jumped onto the ice, we knew something was up. And here's Corey Perry for the Oilers the other way. A wrist shot deflected up and out of play. And it's a major story because Keller is the captain of this club. In his 8th year, he's coming off back-to-back seasons of 86 and 76 points. And that guy, Liam O'Brien, is a great guy to talk to, but he also hasn't played in a couple of months.
Playing in his 4th game of the season, hasn't played back since October 28th. Logan Cooley takes a stick in the face here. It's down low on the ice right there. He gets whacked. He goes to the bench and is holding his face still. I don't think a penalty with it being that close to the ice and playing the puck, but he got rattled on that shift.
McDavid won the draw back to Kulak, and that wrist shot floated into the waiting clutches of Jackson Stauber.
And Logan Cooley is the one guy that's right up there with Clayton Keller in points in the last 17 games. He's been really solid and really started to find that stride, and is going to be looked at a little bit more in this game tonight versus Edmonton to provide some more offense, which he's done nicely this season in his 2nd year.
Well, it's not just the last few games. Louis, he's tied with Dylan Guenther for 2nd on this club in scoring. And what Utah loves about that, Guenther is 21 and Cooley is 20. So they've got another decade plus with those two guys in support of the core they've built, first in Arizona and now in Salt Lake City, Utah. Here's a dish by Barrett Hayden to the middle. That's broken up. So Michelli gets promoted. Connor Brown the other way for the Oilers. He dishes in front and a little behind Connor McDavid. Telegraphed that pass, and now Hayden able to pick it off. It's 3-on-2. Nick Schmaltz has been hot, but Hayden could not get it to him. And then Sergachev with a juicy little turnover. And Connor Brown tried to burrow his way back in, but Sergachev off balance went into the boards. And that looked like the play where he broke his leg last year.
He's slow getting up and he's hobbling back. I'll tell you what, the double break last year was horrific for Sergachev. Anytime he goes into the boards, it's always a scary situation.
2nd in the league in ice time, averaging nearly 26 minutes a night for this Utah club. It's been a huge bounce-back season. Draisaitl with a bit of a sloppy turnover. Kerfoot muscling his way down low on the right-hand side. So you've got Stenlund flanked by Kerfoot and Carcone on this line for Utah's. But Colson walks in. Draisaitl across to Ekholm in front, and that was chipped just off the pads of goaltender Stauber. Back to Bouchard. His shot dropped by Stauber in front. Kicked out. Ekholm scores! 1-0 Edmonton. That's 6 for Ekholm.
Well, you know, Jack, we talked about the shuffling of lines for Chris Knobloch. They practiced yesterday after a back-to-back on the road. Oldest team in the league. That was a message by the head coach. We need to be better. They've come out urgent in this first period. The shot on net with Podkolzin in front, and then Ekholm right down at the top of the circles. The Utah Hockey Club is a team that collapses in the zone. It'll be important tonight for defensemen like that to step up, and the big Swede takes this one here. Nice dig out by Podkolzin to find him, and he rips this one home for a 1-0 lead.
Ekholm at 4:26. But Colson will draw 1 assist, and the Oilers strike first again. That has not been an issue in their first 3 games coming off the Christmas holiday. Scored first in LA and in Anaheim and lost both of those games. Corey Perry back on the puck for Edmonton. On a line with Jeff Skinner and Adam Henry. Kicked out in front and cleared by Bukestad. And O'Brien at center ice will dump it in softly to the corner and tracked down by Troy Stetcher. Off to Emberson, the two righties playing together. And a clear by Skinner up to Perry. He'll gain the line, try to chip it in front, and that's going to be stolen by Bukestad. He'll backhand it up the left-hand side, out of the reach of Olimata. Sergachev is back on the ice and okay, but as Louis mentioned, I think even he probably flashed back to that horrific injury he suffered when he was still a member of the Tampa Bay Lightning, for whom he won a couple of Stanley Cups. Cooley a dish, Gunther a shot that was blocked by Kulak. Gunther tried again, and that was deflected away. Mata down low. Gunther right-hand side. Mentioned Gunther's prowess on the road. It goes for the whole club. Their loss to Seattle last night snapped a 7-game winning streak away from home. The problem for Utah is while Edmonton comes in having won 8 of 9 here at Rogers Place, the Utah Hockey Club has lost 8 of 9 at home. Wrist shot score. Jack McBain ties it from Gunther. And Utah is even. 6 minutes in, McBain, his 10th.
Nice finish by McBain here. Nice pass to set it up from the wall. And a good response by Utah to come right back out and go to work. And they're a pressure-oriented team. You're going to see this from the defensive zone. Mata right up to the far wall. Little chip off the boards. And for Gunther, he doesn't play this puck. He already knows where McBain is. And on the backhand side, just threads it through. He beats his man back to the bar. And a nice little backhand to forehand finish for McBain. No goals in his last 10, but that ties it. And that's a big one for him and his team. They know they're down one of their top players, if not their top player. And other guys are going to have to step up. That's a big goal in the game.
And again, triggered by Gunther and Cooley. We talked about those two players, both 21 and under, as being key trigger men for this Utah offense. So we're tied. Nick Schmaltz in on the forecheck. Bouchard dug it out to Ekholm, who would open the scoring for Edmonton. Connor Brown across, open to Zach Hyman, feeds Ekholm. Not much of a shot. It was partially deflected, and Hayton comes up ice with Schmaltz. Crossing to Michelli, who's been mired in a slump. So the one thing about Keller coming out of the lineup is maybe Torini can get Michelli going. Here's McDavid over the line, but offside. Left wing, I believe, was Zach Hyman. 13:22 to go in this first period, and we are tied at 1. Ekholm opens the scoring for Edmonton. Jack McBain, the equalizer for Utah on Sportsnet.
On the board early in this one, Louis and Jack.
Well, that's good insight, Gene. Thank you for that. Again, you know, Keller took the lines, and usually when you get a late scratch such as that, it's either a tweak, a puck hit you. I mean, Louis and I have seen all kinds of crazy stuff. Who could forget when Taylor Hall's forehead was split open, that horrific gash from Corey Potter inadvertently. Bouchard to McDavid, hovering, looking to regain the lead for Edmonton. It's tied at 1. Ekholm scored first. McBain countered. Cooley in on the forecheck against Bouchard. Ekholm, reverse pivot. Bouchard back to Ekholm. Bouchard came into this game tied with Sergachev for 8th in defense scoring. Here's Draisaitl, flipping it in deep. Scored twice in the loss to Anaheim on Sunday. Leads the league with 26 goals. Curls it back to Nurse. One-timer Kulak steered aside by Stauber. Some players thought that exited the playing surface, but no. Sergachev, a turnover. Short side and a save made. Colson right on the doorstep. Nurse back down low. Ian Cole couldn't get there. Now trying to make a play on it is Sergachev. Oilers have Utah hemmed in here, but the pass from Podkolzin off target looking for Kulak, and he was frustrated. He wanted to keep it in the zone. He knew had his line going there, Luke.
Well, they had an opportunity to get out of the zone, Utah, and good job to battle back for it. And Podkolzin, he gets that onto the tape, and that's an extended shift defending for the Utah Hockey Club, but it just misses Kulak.
Perry, a nice play off the wall to get it ahead for Jeff Skinner, coming off a healthy scratch in Orange County. Up through center Carcone. Liam O'Brien. Checked by Emberson and dropped in his tracks. Stetcher up the wall. Played by Perry looking for Henrique and then kicked it back to Stetcher. Took a pop from O'Brien. It felt like maybe there should have been a rough there. Emberson a shot right into the breadbasket of Stauber.
this period. Brought to you by James H. Brown Accident Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters in injury law.
Here's that work in the offensive zone. Podkolzin skates the stick, does a nice job to kick it to himself out of the corner on some good work. And Perry felt that the right arm and hand gets up into the face area. A little head snap back, but no call on the play. Had a few words with Peter McDougall, one of the officials in this game tonight, on the way back down the ice.
Working with fellow referee Chris Schlenker as Stauber handles that 45-footer from Stetcher. By the way, Louis, I was talking about Bouchard and Sergachev tying 27 points coming in. Give Bouchard a second assist on that Ekholm goal, so he's up to 28. And you said he would get it, and you were right. So Bouchard and Podkolzin officially the assists on Ekholm 6th at 4:26, quickly countered a minute 34 later by McBain. Nugent Hopkins, clean face-off win. Nurse unable to hold the zone. A rare off day in the face-off circle in Anaheim against the Ducks, who had gone in dead last in the league in face-offs. Edmonton did not have a good day in the circle, did not have a good day overall. Let 2-0 and 3-1 lead slip away. Looking to rebound tonight on home ice. Nugent Hopkins, Kapanen. Nurse back to Nugent Hopkins. Serves it up, Stetcher. Down low.
The Edmonton Oilers will play the Anaheim Ducks on Friday, January 3rd at 7 p.m.
Fumbled that puck away, and now he's under duress. Hayton can't clear. This is 2 out of 3 shifts now. Edmonton has bottled Utah up, and it's only Mata unable to clear. McDavid let it roll off his stick, and Schmaltz was able to punch it back through the neutral zone. Bouchard from Ekholm. Dart up the middle, broken up by Sergachev. And offside on the play was Connor Brown, so he's got to peel back. Thought they called it offside, maybe not. Mata up the right-hand side. Icing will be waved off. Stuart Skinner didn't agree with that. Reversed up to Ekholm. Bounced through Connor Brown, and at center ice taken by Cooley. McBain tried to bump it ahead. Bouchard picked that one off, and now Connor Brown may have something brewing here with McDavid. Tracked by Cooley. Ekholm a blast, and that stayed out. Here's Bouchard, redirected, rebound, a second time McDavid, fired by Ekholm, block shot in front, and it was the veteran Ian Cole who will gladly take an icing call if he needs to. No, he put it on net. Well done.
Perfect aim from down on his knees. That first opportunity hit the left pad of Stauber, and I mean just the left pad. I don't know if he saw it through the traffic and made a great save.
Cole now on his 9th team, a 15-year pro, and that will be offside or icing against Edmonton.
Looks like an
It's
icing.
an icing, yeah. I thought they had a man down low, but no, they're going to say icing against the Oilers. Bring it all the way back to the left of Stuart Skinner.
That one right there off the left pad of Stauber kicked out. Then Connor McDavid with a nice opportunity to try and put this home as he funnels himself to the net. Edmonton's done a nice job to get pucks to the net, have traffic around Stauber, and right there McDavid has that one pop out. He doesn't miss many from there.
Yeah, that second one got him on the heel of the stick. Here's Kessler into the middle. Backhander to save made by Stuart Skinner. And a good one on Kevin Stenlund, who won a Stanley Cup last year with the Florida Panthers. Emerson to Draisaitl. Checked by Stenlund. Moved up the left-hand side for Podkolzin. Utah on the second of a back-to-back without its captain and leading scorer in Edmonton, where the Oilers have won 8 of 9. Tough assignment. Kessler up the left-hand side. Alex Kerfoot trying to split defenders. Wristed one down low. Coming into tonight, Utah at 16, 14, and 6. Currently 4 points out of a wild card position. Edmonton in 3rd place in the Pacific, 2 behind LA, 8 behind Vegas, who coughed up a 2-0 lead on home ice to Montreal today and lost 3-2. Stetcher to Nurse. And ahead to Perry. Tried to back in against Kolyachonok, unsuccessful in that endeavor. Played ahead for Liam O'Brien. Centering pass, and you can hear him calling for it. Bjugstad was screaming Obi. Wrist shot fluttered wide by Mata. Boy, our sound crew has been on it lately. had some great audio lately. That Nurse calling for it from Stetcher. That was a good one. Bukestad screaming for that puck. Koliachonik, a reset for Utah.
Yeah, Peter's on top of it tonight, and sometimes you got to be careful what you do pick up with those mics. But he's always dialed in.
Michelli. Koliachonik. Ian Cole down the middle looking for Hayton, who is engaged. Kulak and Janmark will dump it in. Cole up to Michelli, who has not scored in his last 22. Often, though, gives the Oilers fits. He's been a dangerous guy head-to-head against Edmonton. Kapanen, a drop-off, and now Kulak building speed, streaking in, shooting, and a glove save made by Jackson Stauber. His 10th of the evening. 7 minutes to play, first period, the final game of 2024, and we're dead even.
But if you watch, this is again going up the right side for him. Excellent skater. And in order to play your offside as a defenseman, that has to be the key component in your game. And you can see just a little shuffle, get the feet pumping, and he says he's felt really comfortable over there. Paul Coffey throws him in there in a lot of situations with Darnell Nurse. To go down to 4 defensemen, really loaded up. And for Brett Kulak, I believe, has really stepped up this year in his game and playing confidently.
Kulak not on the ice right now with the ozone draw. It's Ekholm and Bouchard. And McDavid with Hyman and Brown. Shot from the corner, easily towed aside by Stauber. Utah having trouble raking it free from Sergachev. Connor Brown back on the puck, double teamed immediately. Hyman nudged it over to Connor McDavid. 5th in the league in scoring coming in. Bouchard to Ekholm, flubbed it initially, and then taken over by Gunther. 3-on-2 Utah. Drop pass, Cooley dishing. Sergachev fires off the goalpost. The rebound, Ian Cole, and you could see that play developing.
And the pressure in the defensive zone by the Utah Hockey Club all over Edmonton. You mentioned the double team in the corner. Great job by Cooley to get out on Ekholm as quick as possible. And as a result, that puck turns over. And this is a team that will attack you once the puck turns over. And it was Sergachev. Nobody picks him up all the way to the offensive zone. Has a terrific look.
Lead pass, Arvidsson. That looked like the play that won the game for Vegas in this building. On the goal by Noah Hannafin. Sergachev jumped up as the trailer. Rung it off the goalpost, and the score remains tied at 1. Draisaitl, a beautiful feed, and a drive by Nurse, kicked aside by Stauber. He beat one man coming off the half wall, threaded it through 2 others, and now Draisaitl keeping it alive against Lawson Krause. Nurse moves it. Arvidsson, little give and go, back inside. Broken up by Stenlund initially, and now Kesselring will have a chance to wedge it out safely, which he does, to Kerfoot. Kerfoot initially gave it away, but now jumping up is Liam O'Brien firing, and a save made. Rebound, O'Brien trying to muscle one home, and that's covered by Stuart Skinner to keep the game tied at 1. The quick dish, the open man, Sergachev. Drop.
With RNH, as well as Darnell Nurse and Leon Draisaitl as the Oil Kings, some of them had a chance to participate in the Edmonton Oilers skills competition, and I would say the former Oil King is showing lots of skills now in the NHL.
Up to 16 goals and 33 points. Here's Bukestad trying to go cross ice. That was broken up. Good hockey game thus far. Lots of chances at both ends. And we're tied at 1. Here's Bukestad. Utah trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. Edmonton trying to get back in the win column after its momentum disrupted by the holiday break. Trying to sneak it inside. It was Carcone, then turned and whirled one wide from a sharp angle. Rebound Schmaltz, able to stick handle his way through Janmark and Nugent Hopkins. Cutting behind, surveying, dishing one-timer ripped, and a blocker save on Michelli. Made by Stuart Skinner.
That's a good save. Nice pass by Schmaltz. Michelli getting that opportunity on the top line with Schmaltz and Hayden because of the absence of Clayton Keller. And he ripped that one-timer from the slot.
Now it's Utah hemming Edmonton in, forcing a tough pass. Would have been icing, but it was on net, so Stauber will leave it for Kesselring. Long stretch up to Hayden. Kesselring drafted 6th round by Edmonton out of Northeastern back in 2018. He was involved in the deal that brought Bukestad to Edmonton. Here's Ekholm. That was for the playoff push 2 years ago. Ekholm's pass redirected, drive by Bouchard into a crowd, and a big hit from behind felled Zach Hyman. Lead pass to Ole Mata. Won a couple of cups in Pittsburgh, pawing his way through McDavid, but cut off by Ekholm. Ekholm with a goal for Edmonton. McBain the equalizer for Utah. That's where we sit with 3.5 to go in this opening period. Oilers beat Utah 6 weeks ago. Just after American Thanksgiving, 4-3 in overtime. Nugent Hopkins won it. McDavid trying to beat 2 Utah hockey players. Knocked off the puck by McBain. Reversed back behind. Hyman read the play and now is on it for the Oilers. Snatched away and delivered to Kerfoot. And he'll dump and chase behind Darnell Nurse. Kerfoot. Lancing blow landed by Nurse. Puck squirted away from Lawson Krause, whose last goal came against Edmonton in that game in November. Now you've got Hyman, his shot. And that was flipped up into the crowd by Jackson Stauber in net for Utah, playing the second of a back-to-back.
Tight checking game here. Puck's turning over a few times, but battles down low are vicious. This is a real nice pass by Schmaltz. Michelli off the bench, and this one catches the shaft of Skinner on a good save, and a nice little sauce pass right, and it might have changed direction en route, a little bit of a deflection. But for Michelli, there's another guy. We talked about him earlier in the game, had a real solid season last year as part of that line. With Bukestad and Krause, all three of them had 20 goals or more. Off to a slow start this season, but he's another player that can be elevated up the lineup, and with Clayton Keller out, he's stepping up tonight.
Nurse a shot on net, and a save made by Stauber. He'll pull it into his chest. Face-off will remain in the offensive zone for the Edmonton Oilers, who've outshot Utah by a nearly 2-1 margin.
So you're saying he only had 17 goals?
I was just for future.
He did have 17 goals, not
but
over
he
20.
He had 57 points.
Yeah.
He had the most points on the line. And Michelli, it's easy to think that because Michelli, for whatever reason, his couple years in Arizona, it seemed like he was the guy that bit the Oilers every time
they played him.
O'Brien's last goal came in Arizona's last ever game. That was in Game 82 for the then Coyotes and Game 81 for the Oilers last season. Here's Draisaitl trying to curl this one in. O'Brien has been a factor tonight. Will Chip in charge. Louis doesn't look like he's had a 2-month playoff. Flipped up.
He's playing a lot, too.
By Kulak, and offside whistled against Edmonton.
Pizza 73, Edmonton's homegrown #1 pizza. Hunger happens. Order on game day. Pizza 73, the official pizza of the Edmonton Oilers.
Spicy tuna. Hasn't played since October 28th. You wouldn't know it. I mean, he has 3 hits, a couple shots on net. He's been bashing people. Good drive in there. And, you know, we talked about his toughness, but for Andre Torini, he's not afraid to play him right now. He's throwing him out there in a regular shift. Not easy to jump right back into the mix, but has a lot of confidence in what O'Brien's going to bring. Been noticeable.
I think he tied for the league lead in fights last year, didn't he, with 11?
He's right fight anybody.
Yeah, he's a tough customer. 100 minutes plus 4 years in a row. Digging it out. Barrett Hayton nudged ahead by Schmaltz. Emberson will gather for Edmonton and slide it up the boards. This will be a no icing situation as the Janmark was sealed off. Stauber indecisive, nearly gave it away for Janmark. Tried to go around the world, taken away by Schmaltz, brushed by Valimaki, but not out of the zone. Janmark trying for a second look. Schmaltz able to regain. Valimaki, as we come up on a minute to play, was turned over. Both these teams at times bothered by the forecheck of the opposition. Oilers have put up 16 shots on Jackson Stauber here in the first period. But as Louis talked about, he's had nothing but success at the NHL level. 7-1-1. Sergachev fires, and that was blockered out of play by Stuart Skinner, who makes his 8th save of the evening.
I tell you, Sergachev can really rip that wrister, can he? A couple good saves by Stuart Skinner, and I mean, that's from distance. So for Sergachev, 64 points a couple of years ago, had that horrendous injury last year, but he's on pace for those kind of numbers again this year. Bonafide #1 for the Utah Hockey Club in a big trade with the Tampa Bay Lightning brings Sergachev to them, and that was the area they really wanted to bolster this year. So what did they do? They go out and get Stanley Cup pedigree players on the back end. More veteran. You've got Bada with 2, you've got Sergachev with 2, and you've got Ian Cole with 2. All 3 new players in the lineup, and that just builds your depth in the back end.
Added some experience, too, with Marino and Dursey. Now, both are hurt. Both had surgery and are out for several more weeks. Here's McDavid driving in. Taken off his stick. Bouchard tried to set up Draisaitl out there with McDavid 5-on-5 in the final minute. McDavid to Draisaitl, poked in front. And somehow out of the fray comes Dylan Guenther with 25 seconds left. You see that with Knobloch loading up the top line often in the final minute as well. Shot by Guenther off the rush, handled by Skinner. Kerfoot to Cole. And now Kesselring. Slide step to his right, fires, and that clipped the outside of the goalpost on that far side. McDavid reverses it to Ekholm, and time will expire here in this opening 20 minutes with a game tied at 1. A highly entertaining first period.
Yeah, both teams have come out skating in a back-to-back situation for Utah and for Edmonton after a day off and a back-to-back. This is McDavid. Good defense here by McBain to just stay with him. They've gone at it in this first period. Big McBain defensively also has the goal for Utah. This one here goes off the skate, pinballs around Corey Perry, who just can't get a handle on it. But some chances at both ends, some turnovers at both ends. An exciting first 20 will probably carry over into the second.
So the late scratch of Clayton Keller has not deterred Utah, acquitting itself quite nicely in that first period. Did even after 20 minutes. Ekholm opening the scoring. But Utah with a response. Jack McBain ties it up. We're live on Sportsnet.
The Utah Hockey Club, they're getting ready for the second period of play. It's all tied at 1. And I can tell you this, tonight's holiday bonus jackpot, it's sitting at $1.7 million. The main jackpot at $737,000. Our next lucky winners, they will be drawn tonight. So get your tickets now at EdmontonOilers.com/5050 and don't miss out on 2 chances to win big. So that's what's going on with those. 1.7 and 737. We have dropped the puck. We're underway here in the second period. Mata goes back into his own zone. To Sergachev up the left wing boards. He's able to get it out. Tied at 1, the Oilers, the Utah Hockey Club here at Rogers Place. Nurse on the left wing. He'll dump it in. Stopper out of the net to play it. Gave it to Sergachev. Off the right wing glass and out to Guenther. Now to Cooley. He'll come in, go over to the left wing. He'll shoot it. And the save made by Skinner. Bit of a change up on that shot from Cooley down the left side. Went off the glove of Skinner. He was able to cover it up. 29 seconds into this second period.
Recording in progress.
Oilers are at home Friday. Anaheim is here before the team heads out on a road trip. The Oil Kings, well, they're playing here tomorrow afternoon. So if you got nothing going on New Year's Day and you need to watch some hockey, why wouldn't you? Rogers Place. You can be here 2 o'clock tomorrow. It's the Oil Kings and the Calgary Hitmen. Face off to the right of Stuart Skinner. The McDavid, Brown. No, what do you got out here? McDavid, Nugent Hopkins out on the ice along with Brown. Puck to the left side. Schmaltz goes to the left wing corner. Down to the right corner into the skates of Payton, and it comes free, and McDavid up to Nugent Hopkins, and now up the left wing to Bouchard. To center ice, he's able to dump it in. On the end boards is Cole. Only got it to the left side, Nugent Hopkins. In there with Hayton. Puck comes loose into the corner. Cole will go over to the left wing.
Audio recording in progress.
Couldn't get it out. It was kept in by Bouchard. This time Cole clears it to center. McDavid is back into his own end. Forced back there by Michelli on the right to Bouchard. We'll go cross ice to Ekholm. He's a goal scorer for the Oilers. He'll dump it in cross corner. Tied at 1 minute 15 gone here in the second period. Puck rimmed up the right side and out. Nurse has it at the Edmonton blue line. Right wing skips one off the stick of Brown. And it goes into the Utah zone. Michelli on the right wing for Utah. Off the boards, a bouncing puck at the Edmonton blue line. Kerfoot on the right side, that's swatted away from him, and it comes out. Kolyachonok to Valimaki, now on the left wing. Puck on the left side. Carconi got the puck low into the Oilers zone. Nurse to the corner. It was off of Carconi. They got it caught up in some skates. Carconi in behind the net. Nurse is in there, so is Henry.
Audio recording in progress. 8:06
from the left wing
p.m.
point.
Status bar
He'll try
item.
the right wing. Jeff Skinner was there. He hit Kolyachonok with it. It stays in. Goes over to the left wing, and it's Stetcher. Off the left wing boards and out of the zone. Valimaki has to chase after it in his own end. To the end boards, drops it. Kolyachonok up the right wing. Pass up the right side to Carconi. Off the boards and in. Emberson goes in behind the net. We're tied at 1. We're here in the second. To Perry across the Edmonton blue line for Kulak, and he's able to dump it in. Cole behind his goal, rimming it, won't get it out. Capping into the slot for Janmark to the right wing point. Emberson, his shot, and that one hit bodies in front of the net. Perry will get the puck. His pass, that gets picked off, and Cole will get it out for Utah.
We got to change to the lines here, Cam.
Brought in on the left wing. And it's Janmark to the left wing corner.
Audio
Janmark to the
recording
point.
in progress.
Kulak shot off a
8:07
leg,
p.m.
doesn't get
Button.
through.
Status bar item.
Cole over to the left side to Janmark. Top of the circle. Bukestad won't be able to get the puck out of the zone. Kulak can pinch down. Goes in behind the Utah net and into the left wing corner for Kasperi Kapanen. Back to the point. Kulak over to the right for Ekholm. Down the right wing boards for Perry. Right back to Ekholm. Ekholm to the right wing point for Draisaitl. He'll get away from O'Brien. Into the middle, Kulak waiting. Across to Ekholm. Down the left side, puck goes in. Centering pass off the stick of Krause. Goes to the right side, and it's Draisaitl. To the middle of Bouchard. Walks in a bit. His shot, that just went wide. I don't think Stauber ever saw it.
Not a chance he picked that up.
Draisaitl centering pass to Arvidsson. Shot, great save by Stauber. Got it with a blocker. Ekholm on the left wing. Around to Draisaitl on the right. He'll saucer it across.
Audio
Ekholm
recording
walks
in
in.
progress.
Stauber's down. You're
8:08
trying
p.m.
to jam
Button.
it in. It
Status
goes through
bar
the
item.
slot. Back to the point. Bouchard. Save made by Stauber. Goes straight up into the air. Puck over to the left wing. O'Brien will fire it down the ice. They'll take the icing. As the Oilers come so close to taking the lead. They're tied at 1 here. 4 minutes, 15 seconds gone in the second period.
What did we say during the first period? The one line that was really going well featured Leon Draisaitl along with Podkolzin and you got it, Victor Arvidsson. They've been the best line. And we've got a shift. Nugent Hopkins is...
Yeah, he started the period with
he's
McDavid.
now McDavid and Brown. So Zach Hyman's off that line.
Face off to the right of Stauber. Oilers come really close. Puck blasted off the boards by Kesselring, kept in by Ekholm. Across to McDavid, down
Audio
the right
recording
wing,
in
goes to the right
progress.
wing corner,
8:09
now in
p.m.
behind the
Button.
net on the
Status
left.
bar
Pass
item.
hits a stick. He's trying to get it to Brown. Bukestad to the line, but Ekholm kept it in. Glove pass, though, to Nugent Hopkins. And now, O'Brien, he wanted to get the gloves off with Ekholm.
Well, he should get an automatic unsportsmanlike for that.
I don't know what was going on there, but O'Brien had those gloves
That's a bad trade-off for Edmonton. You're a defenseman that plays... How's he not in the box?
I don't think anybody's getting anything. Nobody did anything. Other than dropping the gloves.
Quick update out of town. Team Canada scored to even the game 1-1. The Americans have just scored on the power play to make it 2-1. And they've had a lot of power plays in this game. Canada's out shooting 28-19. Like, does Liam O'Brien actually think Matthias Ekholm, who plays 24 minutes a game, is going to take a fight with you when you haven't played in the last 3 months? Come on.
Audio recording in progress. 8:10 p.m. Button.
Sails it in
Status
off
bar
the
item.
glass. Nugent Hopkins, left wing corner, is up against the boards. Cooley was able to get it loose.
Sleep
Finds
timer.
Gunther.
Button. Tap to edit.
Throw it across, but it doesn't get out. Brown's going to keep it in. Brown to McDavid, to Nugent Hopkins. Scores! Ryan Nugent-Hopkins gives the Oilers a 2-1 lead.
Wow, tough turnover there, and the Oilers capitalize. Three-way passing play. And an open net tap in for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, who will pick up his 8th goal of the season.
Utah just couldn't get it out of the zone, and the Oilers a good three-way passing play. Brown to McDavid to Nugent-Hopkins. And the Oilers at 4:53 of this second period retake the lead. McDavid will pick up the assist, and that'll put him past Mark Messier, and now in sole possession of third all-time points as an Edmonton Oiler. Down the right wing, puck brought in by Brown. Brown to the middle, to Stetcher in front, scores! Ryan Nugent-Hopkins might have got his stick on it, and the Oilers are up 3-1.
Telling you, Connor Brown right now is a highly productive player. He's going to get an assist. Stetcher to Lynette, I think. Well, who's leading the flyby?
Yeah, Stetcher's leading the flyby, so maybe it hit a Utah player in front of the net.
But it partially happens because RNH is the net front. Great play by Connor Brown. Chips went through the middle.
Yeah, I think it went off a Utah player.
2 goals in a span of 20 seconds, Camp. Stetcher with his third.
That hit Kolyachonik's leg. And the Edmonton Oilers have a 3-1 lead here on the Utah Hockey Club. Puck on the right wing point. Emberson gets it low into the Utah zone over to the left wing. I believe that'll be Stetcher's third. No, they're saying Nugent-Hopkins right now. Okay. Puck to the side of the net. Henry goes over to the right wing. Back to the right wing point. Emberson shot off the crossbar. He just ripped that off the bar. Kulak, he can't get a shot through. Now it's put on goals. That one goes off his star.
Cross check right in front of that.
On the right wing, Carconi. Over to Cole in the left wing corner. Up the right side. Kerfoot couldn't handle it. Henrique will bring it right back in. Down the left wing. Over to Perry in front of the net. Hits the corner board. Now they're giving it to Stetcher. So that'll be Stetcher's goal. Shot from the point. That gets blocked. For Stetcher, that's his third of the year. Puck to center ice. Stenlund will shoot it in. Wheeling in front of his net, bringing it out is Janmark. Gathers speed through center. Comes into the Utah zone down the left side. From the angle is save made by Stauber. 3-1 Oilers lead. 6.5 gone here in this second period. Stetcher hacks it through the middle. Comes down the right wing to Sergachev. His backhand and the save made by Skinner. Puck to the right wing corner. Oilers almost gave it away. Didn't quite. Left side, McBain will rim on the right. Out of Mata to the right wing corner for Gunther. Does come loose. Perry through the middle to Stetcher. He'll get to center ice, and he will dump it in. Stauber will set it in behind the net. 3-1 Oilers lead. Just over 7 minutes gone here in the second period. Puck at the neutral zone. Off the right wing boards, McBain to Gunther. Gunther from the angle, and the save made by Skinner. He'll hold on to that. We're going to take a break. We played 7 minutes, 21 seconds of the second period. The Oilers have a 3-1 lead on the Utah Hockey Club. From Rogers Place in downtown Edmonton, it's Ford Dealers. NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network. Yes. 3-1 the Oilers lead. Goals by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Troy Stetcher, just 20 seconds apart. It's given the Oilers the 2-goal advantage. Connor McDavid's got a couple of assists now with points in 12 straight games for Connor McDavid. Face off to the left of Stuart Skinner. And sole possession of third, all-time Oiler points.
Well, McDavid's on a heater.
He sure is.
It's 23 points over his last 12 games in this 12-game point streak.
Puck gets into some skates, goes in behind the Edmonton net. Kulak trying to hold off Schmaltz, comes up the right wing. Now to Podkolzin on the left side, off the boards and in. Stauber out of his net to play it. Rims the puck, pinching down Nurse. Hayton got it out. Brought in on the right by Arvidsson to the right wing corner to Podkolzin. He'll help it around to the left wing. For Nurse to Draisaitl, back to Nurse. Into the corner, puck goes and a walk out. The backhand, save made by Stauber. The rebound kicked in behind the net, and it goes over to the left wing boards. Arvidsson hit along the boards by Michelli. Oilers try to dig it free, and
Glove pass,
so we get the whistle.
Arvidsson got belted.
Nurse went to the Oiler bench there, and he's feeling the effects of getting run over in front of the net there.
Well, that's a player that can ill afford to lose.
Just over 8 minutes gone here in the second period.
McKenna hit the crossbar.
3-1 Oilers lead.
2-1 Canada down. Right at the tail end of a Team Canada power play.
Dumped into the Utah zone. Mata to the corner. To Sergachev. Now on the left. To McBain. Up in the air and out. Knocked down by Bouchard. Now to Nugent Hopkins on the right wing. Brought in by Brown. He'll take a hit, and McBain's able to get it out. There's a penalty coming up, and it's going to be a tripping call against Utah. And the Edmonton Oilers are going to get the first power play of the game. This is the first penalty of the game.
Oilers power play, 3 for their 5 on that road trip. That was the strong part of what they did. It's up to 23.7%, 10th in the NHL. Their combined special teams are now over 100%, Cam. TD Force is looking right now down at Darnell Nurse. And Utah's penalty killing, 16th in the league at 80.5. Utah is a decent face-off team at 51.3. The Oilers a top 5 face-off team at 53%.
All right. McBain's gone to the box for the trip. Power plays brought to you by Atco Energy, your trusted energy retailer. Learn more at atcoenergy.com. Face off to the right of Jackson Stauber. Sergachev with it in the corner, hard off the boards, over the head of Nugent Hopkins and down the ice. Out from behind his net and up the right wing's Evan Bouchard. He's going to drop it back to McDavid. Actually, it was a little beyond him. He's going to go back and get it. He'll just gather speed.
You think he can gather speed?
He'll come up the right wing. Now he's in over the Utah line. He'll stop on the right. Back to the point. It's Draisaitl. Into the right corner to McDavid. Right corner. Draisaitl. He'll shoot it towards the net. Stauber the save, and he'll cover it up. Draisaitl was looking to the slot, shot it towards the net, trying to find some room on the short side.
Look to see whether or not the Oilers sneak Nugent Hopkins down the backside there on that play off the left flank when Leon's in the right hash.
Face off to the left of Stauber. We're now 9 minutes into the second. 3-1 Edmonton leads. Draisaitl wins the draw. Well, I figured they might blow that down. They dropped the puck, and only one person in the face-off circle knew that they were dropping the puck. All right. We'll do that again with Draisaitl and Haight. Minute 25 left to go in the Edmonton power play. Puck to the point. McDavid to the right corner for Draisaitl. In front to McDavid. He couldn't get a shot through. Has the puck now on the left wing side, though. Look towards the net. Pass to the middle. The save made by Stauber off of Hyman. Nugent Hopkins on the right wing. Right wing corner to Draisaitl. Out to Bouchard to Draisaitl. Bring it up to the right wing point. Into the corner. Nugent Hopkins. His shot, and the save by Stauber as Nugent Hopkins tried to go short side upstairs.
Well, lots of opportunities here. I mean, you have to think, given that they played last night, Oilers had their chances, Cam. Up 2-0, Connor McDavid on a stretch pass breakaway from Darnell Nurse. Couldn't convert. It was a solid save by Lukas Dostal. You're up 2 here. You want to get up by 3.
Face off to the left of Stauber. Draisaitl in the draw with Kerfoot. Puck goes to McDavid. To Bouchard. One-timer, and that's wide of the net, around the boards and down the ice.
Hit the net, Kevin.
McDavid to Draisaitl at center. Dreisaitl's pass goes just off of Stenlund into the Utah zone. Stenlund turns, went to shoot it. He hit Hyman, puck behind the net. McDavid around the right wing boards to Draisaitl. Stops on the right wing, top of the circle. Now comes down the boards. Gives the puck to McDavid, up to the top of the circle on the right, to Draisaitl in the corner. Draisaitl to McDavid. He'll walk out of the right corner. Pass over to Nugent Hopkins. A shot off the arm of Stauber. Puck along the left wing inside the Utah zone. 12 seconds left to go on the power play. Edmonton is up 3-1. 9:45 to go in the second period. Still going to tie it up along the boards. Hyman got it to the point to Bouchard. Now on the right to Draisaitl. Draisaitl cross ice pass picked off. Stenlund will get it out.
It's a 3-on-1 here.
Give it to McBain. He came out of the box, walks in, his shot, pad save, the rebound. It came to Skinner. He stopped that too. And up the right wing, Bouchard to Hyman, over the line to McDavid. McDavid waiting, the shot. Stauber the save. Puck on the left side in the Utah zone. It's McDavid to the middle. Pass went off his skate. Jeff Skinner's trying to keep it in. Kesselring will take it behind his net for Utah. Up the right wing, it won't get out. Right wing corners, Adam Henrique. In behind the net to Perry. Perry to the point. Got it to Emberson. Over to Kulak on the left point. Across to Henrique. One-timer, and it goes wide of the net. Near the blue line, puck to Henrique again, a shot and a glove save this time by Stauber. He'll hold on to it. We'll take a break. 8:46 to go in the second period. Oilers have a 3-1 lead on the Utah Hockey Club. From Rogers Place, it's Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers. Here at Rogers Place, Cam Moon along with Bob Stauffer. We are in the Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth. Legacy Heating and Cooling, home and no payments, no interest for 1 year. 3-1, Oilers lead. 8:46 to go in the second period. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Troy Stetcher scoring in the second period. 20 seconds apart to break a 1-1 tie after 20. Ekholm had the Edmonton goal in the first period. McBain with the goal for Utah. Face off in the Utah zone to the left of Stauber. Shots now 29-17 for Edmonton. Puck cleared out of the Utah zone. Krause brings it in on the right. Backhand pass off of Schmaltz, goes over to the left wing. Schmaltz will take a hit from Henrique. Henrique, they got the worst of it, gets up slow, puck in behind the net. Hayton to the point. Kolyachonik to Sergachev, to Kolyachonik. His pass off his stick goes in behind the Edmonton goal. Yeah. Penalty coming up to the Oilers.
Yeah, Henrique was hurting there too. Yeah. And he's going to have to, I don't think he's going to be able to start the PK here than he normally would with Nugent-Hopkins.
Stetcher's going off for the Oilers with 8:19 to go in the second. Tripping call against Stetcher.
Well, the Oilers penalty killing, as you know, Cam's been good for a while.
Yeah, went 5 for 5 in Anaheim.
It's at 91.5% since the middle of November.
Oiler penalty kills brought to you by Napa Auto Parts, proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers. Decent power play on the Utah side.
Yeah, oh, they got some skill.
13th at 22.5. Puck on the left wing side. In the Oilers zone, it's Gunther, goes to the left wing corner. To Schmaltz, back to the blue line, Sergachev. Across to Cooley, to Sergachev. He'll shoot off the crossbar. And Nugent-Hopkins will get it out. That's the second time Sergachev has hit iron in this game.
That's one each way.
Sergachev up the right. He wired one off the post in the first period, did Sergachev. Schmaltz got the puck in to Cooley. He lost it, and that is cleared out by Janmark. Stauber out to play it. He'll give it to Sergachev. Drop it back to Schmaltz. He'll go across to Cooley, to Schmaltz. Comes into the Oilers zone. Now to Gunther on the right wing. Up near the blue line. His pass back to the blue line. And it goes between the defenseman and out.
Brown's having a great game. He's forcing pucks, forcing turnovers. Created another one there.
He's got 2 assists.
He's having a great game.
At center ice, it's Hayton to Schmaltz. Schmaltz at the Edmonton blue line. Just got it in on the left for Gunther. To the left wing corner. Broken up by Kulak. He'll get it out. Glove down by Kesselring. To Cooley. Logan Cooley will give it back to Michael Kesselring. Will go into the Utah zone. Now brought in by Michelli. Left wing to Krause, to Kesselring. He'll walk in, his pass across. The shot, it went wide. Oh, my. What a chance off the left side by Michelli. Krause will get the puck into the Oilers zone, left wing. Michelli to the left wing corner, out to Krause. To the blue line to Kesselring on the right side. And Carcone's shot off the pad of Skinner, and the puck cleared out. Penalty over here in 10 seconds. 6:25 to go in the second period. 3-1 Oilers lead. Kesselring just got into the Oilers zone.
That was a high stick. Kulak got a high stick right in the face, right in front of the ref, and he completely...
Nurse gets the puck out in that... Oh, I thought he was about to send Stetcher on a breakaway. There's Carcone in front of his own net. Up the left wing. The puck to Stenlund, back into his own zone to Sergachev. Out to center ice, hit the skate of McBain, goes to the middle. Now McBain will bring it in through the middle. His shot, that's blocked, and it goes over to the right wing for Arvidsson of the Oilers. Now to Draisaitl. Makes a move at the line, brings it in on the right wing, dishes to the middle of the ice, and broken up as Kerfoot to Mata. The right wing to McBain, he's able to get it out. Bouchard will go in behind his net, he'll stop back there. Bouchard fans on his pass. Gets the puck back up the left wing. Wanted to find Arvidsson. Couldn't. Ekholm follows the play. Got it just to the blue line. Gets cleared out. Kerfoot on the right. Gave it to Cooley. He'll come in over on the right side. His shot and a save made by Skinner. Turned up by Ekholm. He'll get it out. 3-1 Edmonton. 5 minutes to go in the second period. O'Brien will dump it into the Oilers zone. On the left wing, it's McDavid. He'll go in front of his net. Weave his way up. Drop it back. Between Ekholm and Bouchard. So now Ekholm will take it in behind the net. Ekholm. Center ice on the left wing. Shoot it in off the corner boards.
There you go.
Rimmed on the left. Perry. Right side to Kapanen. Back to Perry. Perry to the right wing corner. To the left, but it went off his stick. And up the right wing. Gunther can't get that out.
Henrique's just missed a shift here, Cam.
Cole up to center ice. Puck goes into the Oilers zone. Stetcher skates up the middle. Stetcher on the left to Perry. Off his stick and in. Stauber to play it for Valimaki on the backhand. Gave it away to Perry. Now to Hyman, to Perry out of the left corner. He'll get it into the slot. Stetcher's shot. Oh, that was blocked in the slot, and it's cleared out. Nurse in his own end. Rims up the left wing for Hyman. Hyman into the Utah zone. Just inside the left side, but it was Bjugstad able to get it out.
Good work by Skinner.
Henrique will bring it in. Henrique down the right wing. Stops on the right wing boards. For Ambers in his shot blocked, and it comes out to the neutral zone.
That got a piece of Hyman. That's who it hit there.
3:25 to go in the second. 3-1 Oilers lead as puck brought in. Podkolzin. Now to Henrique. Right wing corner to Arvidsson. To Henrique. To the left wing point. Ekholm, a shot. And that one hit somebody. Went wide. Bounces at the side of the net, but it had gone off the mesh. So we get the whistle. We'll take a break. 3:11 to go here in the second period. 3-1 Oilers lead Utah. From Rogers Place, it's Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network. Here at Rogers Place, 3-1 Oilers lead Utah. 3:11 to go in the second period. Cam Moon and Bob Stauffer here to bring you the action this evening. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Troy Stetcher have scored here in the second. Matthias Ekholm had the goal in the first. Jack McBain scoring for Utah in the first period. The Oilers goals in the second period came 20 seconds apart. Connor McDavid's got a couple of assists. Now points in 12 straight. Connor Brown has a couple of assists. Puck on the right wing point. Kulak in the Utah zone. To Draisaitl, back to Kulak. He'll hammer a shot. And a pad save made by Stauber. He covers it.
Well, the Oilers are just dominating territorial play here. They're up to 31 shots on goal. They had 16 shots in the first, 15 more here the second. And this is a much more concerted effort. Now, they are playing a team in the second of a back-to-back. You don't want to give these guys any life with a 2-goal lead. Keep pounding the puck. Win the puck, win the board battles, win face-offs as well. Gives you zone possession. Possession in the O-zone.
Draisaitl out of the face-off circle, so it'll be Arvidsson up against Logan Cooley. No, maybe not. Something wasn't right there. Cooley's out of the face-off circle. Jack McBain will take the draw. Oilers against Anaheim Friday night here at Rogers Place. Puck back to Draisaitl across to Nurse on the left point. His shot saved by Stauber. A big rebound. Utah able to get it out. It was Gunther got it to the neutral zone. Here's Podkolzin to Arvidsson. Into the Utah end on the left wing. To the top of the circle it goes to Draisaitl. Spins through the middle. Draisaitl cross ice backhand pass. Hits a stick, goes to the left corner. Mata up the boards. Ran into Arvidsson. Arvidsson to the right wing for Kulak. He'll take it to the right corner. Kulak to Podkolzin. To the right wing point to Draisaitl. A couple of moves across the line. Over to the left. Draisaitl still with it. Holds off Gunther. Into the right corner to Nurse. Oh, reverse hit there on McBain. Back to the left wing point to Kulak. Kulak down the left side into the corner with Mata right on him. Went off his stick and Cooley will give it to Gunther. He'll bring it out for Utah. On the left wing, got hit there and dumped it in, and he got bumped into by Arvidsson.
Bain didn't like that. These officials might want to call a penalty here at some point. This game's, there's been a lot of stuff to be let go.
Nurse on the left wing will rim it around. Puck near the right wing point. Nugent Hopkins down the boards, so that does come out. Minute 40 to go here in the second. 3-1 Edmonton leads. Puck brought in by Kerfoot. Got checked by Brown, who caught up to him. Brown was able to get it out. Back into the Oilers zone for Bouchard. Now to McDavid. McDavid through the middle. And over the Utah line. McDavid to the right wing corner. In behind the net. Came free on the left. Stenlund has it. Cross to Cole. Cole to Kesselring at center ice. Off the right wing boards and in. Bouchard to Ekholm. Ekholm in the Oiler end. Behind the net to Bouchard. Coming up to the last minute here in the second. Edmonton up by a score of 3-1. Matthias Ekholm on the left wing. Off the stick of Brown. Schmaltz will turn it up through the middle. Back into his own end. To Sergachev, up to Krause. Goes to McDavid. Brought the puck in on the right side into the Utah zone. McDavid to the blue line. To Nurse. Down the left wing. Got it in front of the net. Went off the stick of Brown. Goes over to the right wing boards. On the right wing boards with 30 seconds to go in the period. To the point, Nurse. His shot off the stick of McDavid. And it's deflected over the glass and out of play. With 26 seconds left to go here in the second period. Oilers with a 3-1 advantage on Utah. Utah's back here on March 18th. Edmonton went to Utah already. That was November 29th. 4-3 overtime win for the Oilers. Face off to the right of Stauber. Henrique wins the draw. Nurse on the left point. A shot. Stauber the save. There's a rebound, but the puck to the right corner. Bukestad will get it up the right wing boards to O'Brien. O'Brien back to Bukestad. Try the right side. Carconi will get it out. 10 seconds to go in the period. To Bukestad into the Oiler end. Bounces it off the end boards. Emberson into the corner with O'Brien. O'Brien took out Emberson. Now Skinner gets into it with O'Brien as the period ends, and everybody's going to get in there. All 10 players on the ice minus the netminders. All tied up. Doesn't look like much will come of that.
Well, O'Brien's been noticeable, and they've got some size in their lineup, and they're a little frustrated. The Oilers have vastly outplayed them. Edmonton's up 3-1.
Here at Rogers Place, Cam Moon along with Bob Stauffer. 3-1 Oilers lead Utah. We're getting set for the third period of play. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Troy Stetcher scoring for the Oilers in the second. Matthias Ekholm had one in the first. Jack McBain scoring for Utah in the first period. Like coincidental penalties that occurred at the end of the second period. We will start 4-on-4. Skinner in the box for Jeff Skinner, in the box for Edmonton. Liam O'Brien in the box for Utah. So 4-on-4 it is. We drop the puck. We're underway here in the third. Ekholm to Bouchard. Bouchard waits for Draisaitl and McDavid, and it's to Draisaitl on the right wing. McDavid had gone in early, so Draisaitl comes back to the center ice line. Just got the puck in. It's sent back out. It goes to McDavid, or to Ekholm, to Bouchard, now to McDavid. McDavid will make his way into the Utah zone. Left side to Draisaitl. Now to Ekholm. He'll go in behind the net. He'll wrap it around. It goes right through the crease.
Unlucky not to have scored.
Sergachev for Utah up the right wing. To Cooley, now to Mata. Mata into the Oilers zone, goes to the right side and behind the net over to the left. Ekholm peels it right off his stick and up the right wing for Bouchard. To center ice now to McDavid, in over the Utah line. Stops on the left wing, top of the circle across. Draisaitl, one-timer that misses on the short side. Comes up to the line and just out. So Kulak into the zone for McDavid. McDavid is shot, and that goes wide of the net. Rims. Hyman keeps it in on the left wing. Puck goes back into the Utah zone, and Cole on the right to Kesselring. Kesselring across to his partner, Cole. 38 seconds left to go in the 4-on-4. 3-1 Oilers here early in the third to Kesselring. In on the right wing. Long shot, and a save by Skinner. He's going to hold on to that. There'll be a face-off inside the Oilers zone to the left of Stuart Skinner. Oilers with a 33-18 shot advantage. The second period, they were all over Utah. Scored a couple. Face off to the left of Skinner. It'll be Nugent Hopkins to take the draw. Picking up his 8th of the season here tonight. Goes to the right point. Sergachev down the right wing. Sergachev to the corner. Stops to the blue line. Kessler Valimaki across to Bjugstad. Fires it wide. Puck goes in behind the net. Bjugstad on the left wing to Valimaki. A little snapshot off of Krause. Goes behind the goal. Krause will take it to the right wing for Utah. Now to Sergachev's in from the right side. He has it in the corner. Brings up top of the circle. Now to the point. Rolls it to the corner. And it's Nurse. To Nugent Hopkins. We're back to 5-on-5. To Nurse as he gets to center ice. He'll shoot it in. Oilers make changes. Puck rims on the left. On the left wing boards. Henrique to the corner. He'll try to walk out from the left side. It's poked off his stick. And behind the net, Schmaltz. Up the right wing to Kerfoot. Kerfoot lost it at center ice. Henrique to Hyman. He'll come in on the left wing. Go to the left wing corner. Hyman spun around. Puck comes out to Henrique and shot. And that one block goes over to the right side. Emberson around the boards to Hyman. Steps out from behind the net and a shot that goes wide of the net.
Like Baird Hayton tackled Jeff Skinner. Sault Ste. Marie against Kitchener there.
OHL matchup. Puck up against the boards inside the Utah zone. Mata's trying to get it loose. Puck Colson comes in for the Oilers, and it...
Wow, I
thought it went into the bench, but I guess it didn't. And it's sent out and down the ice. Won't be icing. Emberson from behind his goal. He'll bring it out for the Oilers. Now to Draisaitl to Arvidsson. To Draisaitl. In over the line through the middle. Left wing to Podkolzin. To the corner to Draisaitl. Went off just to his, almost to his stick. Not quite. Stenlund. Rims on the right. To Kesselring. Now to O'Brien. Off the boards and in. 3.5 gone here in the third. 3-1. Oilers lead Utah. Cole from the point for Utah on the left side, top of the circle. Low to Carcone. His wraparound pad save made by Skinner. And Draisaitl in the high slot in his own end to Arvidsson, and he'll get it out through center ice. Now down the left side, Podkolzin into the Utah zone. Sergachev takes him up against the boards. Stenlund gets the loose puck to Sergachev.
They are letting them fence for the puck in this game. I mean, it has been something, let me tell you.
Comes out to center ice. Gunther into the Oilers zone. Forced out of it. It's poked back into the Utah end, and it's on the left wing. It's Mata. Mata to Gunther. Into the Oilers zone, right wing. On the right side, it comes across off a stick. Right to Nugent Hopkins. He'll get it out to Ekholm. On the left wing, shoots it in, rims on the right. 3-1 Edmonton here in the third period. Puck on the inboards in the Utah zone. Mata, right wing to Cooley, won't get it out. Nugent Hopkins keeping it in. To the left wing corner to Connor Brown. Up against the boards with Mata. Mata across to Kesselring. Skate up the left side. Off the boards and in. Back home to the corner, will take a hit. Protects the puck, gives it to Nurse. Nurse up the left wing. Nurse now into the Utah zone, winds up, hammers a shot. The save made by Stauber. He'll hold on. 5 minutes, 3 seconds gone in the third. 3-1 Edmonton leads.
Jackson Stauber, the son of Rob Stauber. He seems to be a competent goaltender. I'm kind of surprised that he hasn't had more. I mean, when you're 7-1-1 in your 9 games in your NHL career with a .916 save percentage, I think he might have a little bit more NHL work.
And he had a .930 in Tucson. And yeah, Vejmelka played 18 of 21 coming into this game with Ingram out due to injury. Chelly gets to the Edmonton blue line, dumps it in. Kapanen comes out for Edmonton on the right wing. Wanted to shoot it in. Now he will. He had Bukestad on him. Stauber will stop it in behind the net. Give it to Sergachev. Sergachev up to Michelli. Out of Valimaki for Krause into the Oilers zone. Dumped it in behind the goal. Puck comes out to Bukestad. Couldn't get a shot. And Kapanen into the middle. Gave it to Janmark, now to Kapanen. In over the line. Kapanen, cross ice pass. And that went off of Jeff Skinner and just wide of the net. Up the right wing, Bukestad for Utah. Off the boards and in. Wanted to go get it. Stetcher was in his way.
I stuck Stetcher right in the face. He got away with it.
Up the left side is Henrique. Pass goes off a skate. Schmaltz can bump it back to Kolyachonik. Give it to Schmaltz into the Oilers zone to Kerfoot. Return pass to Schmaltz. Lands up in behind the Oiler goal. Henrique got it to the corner. Left wing to Podkolzin. Podkolzin and saucers it up the right side. At center ice to Henrique. He'll dump it in. 6.5 gone here in the third. Here's Hyman. Had tried to sweep it towards the net, but put it off the back of the goal. 3-1 Oilers lead. Penalty coming up. And it's going to be a holding call against Hyman. And the Edmonton Oilers will be shorthanded for the second time in this game. When we come back, Utah on the power play. 3-1 Oilers lead. 6 minutes, 34 seconds gone in the third. From Rogers Place, it's Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network. 3-1 Oilers lead. 6:34 gone here in the third period. Zach Hyman goes to the box for a hold. Second power play of the evening for Utah. They're 0 for 1 with a man advantage. And that Oiler penalty kill. It's brought to you by Napa Auto Parts, proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
Oilers have killed 43 of their last 47 shorthanded situations over the last 22 games. That's pretty good, Cal.
It's pretty good. Emberson went to clear it, went off the stick of Schmaltz and out of play. Now holding the stick call against Zach Hyman. Face off to the right of Skinner. They'll do it again. Henrique in the face-off circle. Hayton gets the heave-ho, so it'll be Cooley to come in there. Cooley wins it. Schmaltz to Sergachev, left wing to Gunther. His pass to Sergachev went off his stick, and it came out of the zone. So Utah has to regroup. And Dylan Gunther to Mikhail Sergachev. Sergachev to Cooley. And it's Cooley through the middle into the Oiler end. To Sergachev. On the right to Hayton. He'll get it across to Schmaltz. It skips over his stick. Now he has it left side to the blue line to Cooley. To Sergachev, left wing. Schmaltz to Cooley. Over to Sergachev. Fell down. Gives it back to Cooley. His shot. And that one didn't get through. It hit Gunther in front of the goal. Sergachev has it on the right point. Over to Cooley. Comes down the left side. He'll shoot wide of the net. Around the boards. It'll go all the way down the ice.
The Oilers are lucky that didn't hit the net. It might have gone in. Now this pairing that's out here right now at forward, Connor Brown and Mattias Janmark, very good forcing plays.
Cooley had it go off a stick. Here's a short-handed breakaway. It's Janmark. He's in. The shot saved by Stauber with a right pad. Great chance shorthanded for Edmonton after Connor Brown got his stick in there to start the breakaway for Janmark. Puck brought into the Oilers zone. Michelli around the boards to Krause. Has it on the right point. Comes down the right wing. Into the corner to Schmaltz. To the blue line in the middle. Kesselring. Left wing. Michelli. A shot. A blocker save made by Stuart Skinner. Puck back to the point. Kesselring hammers it on goal. Glove save by Skinner. He'll hold on to it. 23 seconds left to go in the Utah power play.
Well, Janmark often goes to a deke. He doesn't have the greatest shot. He's got great anticipation. In that sequence, it was Connor Brown forcing the turnover because, as we mentioned, he's really good at breaking up players in the neutral ice with his speed. And then Janmark hopped in there and gives Stauber credit. He made a great save, and then Skinner with a real good stop towards an offensive sequence on the power play for Utah.
Puck goes behind the Edmonton net. Ekholm cranks it around the boards and down the ice. Stauber will set it. Sergachev out from behind the net. Come up the right. Bumps it back. Carcone into the Oilers zone. Right side, Bukestad to Carcone. Redirected on net. Bad save by Skinner. Puck goes over to the right wing. Penalty is over. Utah 0 for 2 with a man advantage. 3-1 Oilers lead. We played 8:45 of the third period. Puck cleared out. Sergachev at his own blue line. Over to Cole. Cole in behind his net. Over to Sergachev. Through the middle to McBain. Off the left wing boards to O'Brien. He'll chop it into the Oiler end. He'll go after it. To McBain, left wing corner. Out of Stenlund to the blue line. Cole shot wide of the net. Mata in from the right point. He'll keep it in. He'll skate to the right wing corner. Then McDavid takes it right out of his skates. He'll get it out. Up the left side to Draisaitl. Now in over the line to Hyman. He's going to drive to the net. Poke check made by Stauber. But a penalty coming up. It's going to be a holding call. The Edmonton Oilers are going on the power play. Holding call to Cole.
It's on his 9th NHL team, Egan Cole.
In his 15th year here in the NHL.
And that one was obvious.
Yep.
He was beat. See if Edmonton can win a face-off here to start this power play.
It's brought to you by Atco Energy, your trusted energy retailer. Learn more at atcoenergy.com. They do. Puck back to the point. Nugent Hopkins across the line to Bouchard. Down the right wing to McDavid. To the right point, Draisaitl. Holds onto it right at the blue line. Cross ice pass to Bouchard. Back to the left point to McDavid. Comes down the left wing. Out to Nugent Hopkins. And he was tied up. It goes to the line. It's Bouchard. Right side to Draisaitl. Back to Bouchard. Left wing to McDavid. Looks in front of the net. His pass for Draisaitl off the leg of Mata, and it came out.
This is the most aggressive we've seen a penalty killing unit for a while against Edmonton.
Nugent Hopkins in the zone on the left wing.
That was a hook. Should have been a 5-on-3. I mean, you can't. It's totally parallel with him.
Stenlund's able to clear it. So Bouchard up the right wing to McDavid. Through center, now in over the line. Knocked off his stick. Bouchard follows the play. Gets it on the right side. Into the corner to McDavid. To the point to Draisaitl. Right corner to McDavid. Out to Draisaitl. Just put it wide of the net. It's along the left wing, and Hayton or McBain to the middle to Valimaki. He'll take his time as he gets through center to Krause as he'll come into the Oilers zone, go to the right wing corner. Krause behind the net, lost the puck to Draisaitl. 39 seconds to go in the Edmonton power play. Oilers up 3-1 here in the third. 9:15 to go in the period. Draisaitl cross ice into the Utah zone and went off the boards. And it is cleared up and out and all the way down the ice by Krause.
Krause, of course, part of that 2015 World Junior team. Florida gave up on him. I thought a little early. 3 20-goal seasons. He's a good penalty killer, too. He's fast and he's big.
A shot into the Utah zone on the left wing. It was Sergachev to get it all the way down the ice. Nurse rims on the right to Perry. He'll go all the way across. Puck brought in by Jeff Skinner. He'll shoot it. Kicked out by Stauber. Penalty over. Edmonton 0 for 2 on the power play. Left wing point Nurse to Skinner near the side of the net. Skinner got it to the slot, and it'll go all the way over to the right wing. Corey Perry has it. tried to shoot it. It was blocked. It hit Hayton. It comes out. It's at center ice. Kolyachonok will skate onto it. Come into the Oilers zone down the left wing. Got into the left wing corner. Hayton taken to the end boards by Ekholm. Now Schmaltz has it on the right side for Utah. It's all the way back up to the blue line. Across the line. To the left side. Stops on the left point. Now comes across the line again. He'll shoot it towards the net, and a save made by Skinner. He'll hold on to it. We're going to take a break. 8:02 to go here in the third. 3-1 Oilers lead Utah from Rogers Place. It's Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network. Here at Rogers Place, Cam Moon along with Bob Stauffer. We're in the Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth. Legacy Heating and Cooling. Home and no payments, no interest for 1 year. 3-1 Oilers lead Utah. We got 8:02 to go in this third period. Faceoff will be to the right of Stuart Skinner. Draisaitl into the faceoff circle against Jack McBain. Nope. Draisaitl out of the faceoff circle. It'll now be Adam Henrique. Goes to Arvidsson, and Arvidsson will get out to center ice, now to Draisaitl. Into the Utah zone, makes a couple of moves. To Arvidsson, the backhand, and a nice pad save by Stauber off of Victor Arvidsson. And the puck cleared out. Here's Gunther into the Oilers zone. Tried a back pass. That was broken up. Comes to Gunther, though, then lost it. And it's cleared out by Podkolzin.
Who else is there to support the play?
Of course. Draisaitl to Emberson inside the Edmonton blue line.
But Colson's been fantastic in this game.
Emberson up the right wing. Over center ice. Snaps the puck into the Utah zone. Goes to the left wing to Podkolzin's got it in the corner. To the point. Kulak on the right to Draisaitl. Draisaitl down the right at the hash marks to the blue line. Bouchard shot stopped by Stauber. And Utah comes out with it. Michelli into the Oilers zone. Michelli shot wide on the glove side. Krause on the right wing. To the right wing corner. Went off of Bjugstad. And Draisaitl for Edmonton will get it out. Right up to center ice to Perry. He's able to shoot it in. Sergachev goes in behind his net. 6:48 to go here in the third. 3-1 Edmonton leads Utah. Ekholm, Nugent Hopkins, and Stetcher scoring for the Oilers. McBain has the goal for the Utah Hockey Club. Puck shot into the Oilers zone. Skinner set it behind the net. Rimmed on the left. Comes up near the blue line. Mata will keep it in. To the right wing corner to Kerfoot. To Schmaltz to the point. Mata walks to the middle. A snapshot. That hit bodies in front of the net. Goes into the left wing corner. Ekholm on the right wing. Went off of Perry. Kerfoot's going to keep it in. He'll look for Mata. Kapanen gave it to Ekholm, and he'll get it out to center. Oh, it just went over the stick of Janmark. He might have had another breakaway. Stauber will play it up to Hayton, and Hayton comes into the Oilers zone on the right side. Stops up near the blue line. To Schmaltz down the right wing. Put it in behind the Edmonton net. Nurse lost a stick. Puck goes back. Actually got stuck in the boards. Shot from the point by Mata. Goes wide of the Edmonton goal. Yeah, Nurse's stick jammed right into the boards. It's just sitting there. Right wing point Mata with it. Into the slot, and Schmaltz tried to shoot it. Blocked by Kulak. Down the left wing to Kerfoot. He's top of the circle. Cross ice pass, and Kulak, he broke that up. He'll clear it out. Referee's trying there. Referee yanked that stick out of the boards, and he'll take it to the Oilers bench. As Cole has it behind his goal for Utah. 5:18 to go in the third. 3-1 Edmonton leads. Pass for O'Brien, too far for him. It'll be icing against Utah. Not often you see a stick just stick right into the boards like that.
Did we not have a helmet that got stuck in the warm-up? The Maple Leafs? One of their defensemen? Was it the Maple Leafs?
Was it up like
against
with
the glass?
Yeah, with the glass. This was down at the bottom of the board, so right where the Zamboni comes
out. As you
out.
know, my briefcase has got a loop on it, and it gets stuck all the time on planes. You know that.
Or anywhere.
Yes.
I've seen it. Buses, planes.
You name it. It gets stuck.
Stanley in the right corner, off the glass. He'll clear it for Utah. Now, it'll be Carcone down the right wing. Carcone goes to the left wing corner of the Oilers zone. Push the puck around to the right. Sergachev laid it in behind the net, but it is knocked down by Ekholm. to McDavid into the middle of the ice to Connor Brown. Weaved out to center, but it went off his stick. Sergachev got it to the Edmonton blue line, turned up by Nugent-Hopkins. Now Nugent-Hopkins into the Utah zone, right side to Brown. Play it into the corner. Kesselring up against the board. Sergachev comes in to assist. It goes in behind the Utah net. Kesselring up the right wing to McBain. Cross ice pass to Gunther. Now to Cooley into the Oilers' end on the left wing. Puck along the boards for a moment. It goes to Nugent-Hopkins.
Much better work back to the puck in this game from Edmonton's forward units.
Cooley will keep it in to McBain. His backhand did get a lot on it. It goes wide. 4:08 to go here in the third. 3-1 Oilers lead. Nugent-Hopkins poked it in behind the net. Stetcher rimming it. Valimaki had kept it in for Utah, but then gave it away to McDavid. McDavid skates away from McBain, out to center ice to Nugent-Hopkins. In over the Utah line, crisscrosses, gives the puck to Brown. He'll go over to the left wing. Brown top of the circle in the Utah zone, got dumped down. It was under him for a moment, and it goes to Valimaki. Now to McBain as the wave whips around Rogers Place.
How quick do you think the Bears are going to look at pulling Stauber here?
Yeah.
We're down to 3.5 minutes.
3.5. Valimaki to Mata up to center ice. Now on the right side, Michelli in over the line. Cross ice pass. Goes off a stick. Bounces around. It goes in behind the net. Bukestad trying to get it in behind the Edmonton goal. Michelli comes in there too. It's Bukestad. Left wing to Mata. Mata to the right side. The shot towards the net goes wide of the net by Cole. He's looking for a redirect, and the puck along the boards inside the Edmonton zone. We're under 3 to go here in the third. It gets cleared out. 3-1. Edmonton leads. Jeff Skinner holds it up, holding it up against the boards in the Utah end. It's sent out. It's Emberson to Ekholm. Ekholm to Emberson. Up the right wing. Draisaitl directs it in. Arvidsson goes after it. Sergachev on the end boards. Got it to the left side. It's top of the circle. Cooley will get it out. He'll give it to Hayton. There goes Stauber to the bench for the extra attacker. It's now 6-on-5. Hayton into his own zone. Goes in behind the net. Now comes out with it. Oilers up 3-1. Here 2:15 to go in the third period to Gunther. He'll come into the Oiler end. His shot, and he could not get it through. Ekholm off the right wing boards. Cooley will keep it in. Across the line, Podkolzin's going to get it out, and his pass for Draisaitl just misses, and it's icing against the Oilers. 2:01 to go here in the third.
I think Utah calls timeout.
Not yet. On the next whistle, then give these guys a rest and keep them on the ice.
We're dead even on faceoffs through 2 periods, as you know. Leon 4 and 5. Barrett Hayton's had a good game. He's 8 and 3. Make it 9 and 3.
Puck goes into the corner. Emberson to Ekholm. They get it all tied up inside the Oilers end, and it's Draisaitl digs it out of the pile and gets it up the left side. Tried to shoot towards the net. It got knocked down at center ice. Cooley back into his own end. Right wing to Sergachev off the stick of Hayton. Minute 35 to go into third. 3-1 Oilers lead. Puck behind the Edmonton net. Goes over to the left wing for Gunther. Gunther, his shot kicked out. The rebound. Kerfoot didn't shoot it. He'll give it to the right side. Cooley with a shot off the outside of the goal.
What a play by Podkolzin. Just broken stick here.
Here's Sergachev in the middle, over to Gunther. His one-timer misses on the short side. It comes up to the line. Draisaitl couldn't quite get it out. Now Draisaitl to the middle to Emberson. He's got some room, finds Draisaitl. He's got the empty net. Scores! Leon Draisaitl makes it 4-1 for the Oilers.
Well, that's one way to endear yourself to your teammates. Ty Emberson had the puck on the far right side and spotted Leon Draisaitl to keep his point streak going. Threads the needle. And Leon has his 27th goal of the season. 4-1 Edmonton.
League leading 27 for Draisaitl. Yeah, keeps the point streak going at 18:58 of this third period, the empty netter. Now ties Glenn Anderson for 5th all-time Oiler points. As Draisaitl up to 906.
But Colson and Emerson, 2 players that Stan Bowman added 2 days before the Oilers declined matching the offers from the St. Louis Blues. As you know, they got a little bit more from St. Louis, including Paul Fisher, who's on the American World Junior team.
Brought into the Oilers zone on the left side. Janmark to get it out. 40 seconds left. Oilers up 4-1.
Janmark went right back at
O'Brien,
who gave him a shot. And O'Brien, that's what you got to do.
Puck cleared out. O'Brien on the right. We'll dump it in. 24 seconds left. Kulak around the right wing boards. It went off a Kapanen. And
it's going to be a penalty there.
Tied up in the corner there was...
It's going to be a penalty on...
Kulak?
No.
On...
it's a trip.
I didn't see what happened. I was looking at the puck up the point.
Carcone's going to go off.
Carcone and Kulak were tied up in the corner.
Carcone's he's a little bowling ball on the ice. He had a lot of PIMs a couple years ago. I remember watching him play in the minors. Ben, are you doing the show up here today? Is that what's going on, or just saying goodbye? Happy New Year.
Oh, Happy New Year. Brent Griffiths. He's going to have the post game later. Yeah, he's heading to Studio 99 right now.
Oh, you just wanted to come say hi?
Just want to come say hi. Oh, we appreciate it. See you later, Brent. Brent's going to Studio 99. 18 seconds left. Oilers on the power play. It's brought to you by Atco Energy, your trusted energy retailer. Learn more at atcoenergy.com. Face off to the right of Stauber. Just 18 seconds left. Puck goes to the corner. Stenlund behind the net rims it. Or make that Kolyachonok rimmed it. Goes off of Kulak. It comes out. Kulak with 5 seconds to go in the period. I'll give it to Nurse. Nurse will just hold on. And the Edmonton Oilers win this one 4-1 over the Utah Hockey Club. Edmonton picks up their 22nd win of the season. Solid game from the Oilers here at Rogers Place. Their first home game after the holiday break. And they took it over in the second period and continued in the third. Played well. 4-1 the final over Utah here at Rogers Place.
Yeah, good start tonight from Stuart Skinner. He's solid. He makes 27 saves. Connor Brown and Connor McDavid with a little bit of Erie Otters magic together, combining for a couple goals. And Draisaitl extends his point streak as well. The Oilers full marks for a victory tonight over the Utah Hockey Club.
A couple of assists for Connor McDavid. The empty net goal by Leon Draisaitl. Connor Brown had a couple of assists in this one. And the Edmonton Oilers were just a rock-solid outing here against Utah. And Utah has now lost 5 straight. We get head downstairs, and Aiden Gannam standing by with Troy Stetcher.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Troy, obviously a good performance for you. You scored in this one. You were definitely a noticeable player in this game. What did you notice from your group overall in this one?
Just a good bounce-back effort. Obviously, we didn't have the greatest road trip coming off of Christmas break with our moms there, so just trying to get back on track, understanding what we have to do on a daily basis to be successful, and we did that tonight.
For sure. Now, you mentioned it, the road trip, obviously not exactly what you guys wanted from it, so you avoid losing 3 straight right after winning 3 straight. What does that do for your group?
Just a reset. Now we got to build off of this one. Just like I said, it's a one day at a time, whether it's a game day or a practice day, making sure we have a focus, and a purpose when we come to the rink, and working hard to do everything the right way. So when you do that, the results will come.
Thanks a lot, Troy. Enjoy the win.
Thanks.
Guys.
All right, thanks very much. Aiden Gannam downstairs with Troy Stetcher. Stetcher picked up his 3rd goal of the year. Oilers win this one by a 4-1 score over the Utah Hockey Club. And Edmonton, I really, in that second period, Bob, really started to pull away and played well here. And you talked about it. You mentioned it in the third period. The Oilers tracking back to the puck. And defensively, I thought were really good here tonight.
Connor Brown, the first star tonight. And man, oh man, he's been going, and maybe he's the poster boy from it. We talk about the fact he needs some more support scoring. Well, Brown's been doing that. I mean, that's, you take a look at Connor Brown here over the course of the last 24 games. He now has 17 points. and he's only played 3 games. 3 of those games over those last 24 games with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. So, tonight with McDavid and 2 games with Draisaitl. But Colson was outstanding tonight in that game. And, Skinner was solid. Oilers worked relentlessly, and they were the better team that got the win.
They were the better team. Now the team's got one more game at home before they head out onto the road. Anaheim back here. And I just saw Anaheim on Sunday. Oilers come out on the wrong end of that one to the tune of 5-3. And it's a Ducks team that you got to come ready to play. And honestly, 5-3, that flattered the Oilers.
And another team that's going to lean on you a bit physically.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's part of what's going on here is some of these heavier teams, and Arizona's got a big team. And Utah inherited a big team from Arizona. Yeah. And so, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. Anaheim's playing the night before as well, by the way. I think are they in Winnipeg?
I think they're in Winnipeg. That's a nasty one.
At least they're going from the east to the west.
Yeah, that's true.
This was a tough night for Utah, tough situation. Doesn't matter. Edmonton got the victory, and away we go.
Oilers get the win 4-1 over Utah. Matthias Ekholm, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Troy Stetcher, Leon Draisaitl scoring for the Oilers. Jack McBain at the goal for Utah. Couple of assists for Connor McDavid. So Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl both with point streaks up to 12 games. Connor McDavid now 3rd all-time Oiler points as he passes. He was tied with Mark Messier coming into the game. Now passes him. Leon Draisaitl ties Glenn Anderson for 5th all-time Oiler points. But the Oilers get the win here 4-1 over Utah. Edmonton improves to 22-12-3. Utah drops to 16-15-6. Our Rogers post-game show coming up next.